Hi everyone, I'm Ken from Crypto Trading KS. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back to our regular community. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin currently trading at 38,230, down 0.51%. Ethereum trading at 2511, up 0.38%. I've hidden knowledge gems throughout this video. Unless you watch to the end, you'll miss them. See how many you can find. We can see Axie Infinity AXS up 11.3%. Theta is up 3.36%. If you're new to the channel, welcome of course, and I'd like to let you know everything I do for you is free. 7 days a week I share my experience as a full-time technical trader with over 2 decades of experience to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love. In episode 166, we introduce Rule 719, Let Go. I'd just like to explain it a little bit more as we zoom in on cryptos. Our community is all about real wealth. Real wealth is more than money. It's so much more. In the past, you can have made mistakes and have trauma and fear and limiting beliefs. When you find the courage to overcome those, and that's what our community is all about. We're an incredibly supportive group of people. You will be on the path to real wealth. Albert Einstein said it really well. To let go, it's critical to learn from yesterday, live for today, and hope for tomorrow. Very wise words from a very intelligent person. When trading and investing, you will always feel fear. It's very natural. Courage is really having the fear but doing it anyway. That's what we're all about inside our community, developing fearlessness. Rule 174, the T-cube method, trend, timing, trigger. We're looking at timing. In episode 166, we looked at the trend. This is a really important video. It helps to contextualize everything. We also go through the early warning system, which is designed to keep you safe. We use the KS method for timing. The first thing we do is look at news stories. We just pop Bitcoin into Google and do a search. SEC's demands are a threshold moment for Bitcoin and other ... Ooh, that sounds pretty ominous. We might need to look into that one. Stocks and Bitcoin are heading in opposite directions again? Ooh, let's fact check that one as well. Not only free pizzas. Wow, there's free pizzas. That is so positive. Oh, hang on a sec. India's Olympic medal winners get free pizza and something else. We're going to have to read the article. We're so busy. We don't want to. Bitcoin fork suffers massive 51%. It's an attack. Bitcoin? Is that Bitcoin? Bitcoin SV. Is that Bitcoin? Very interesting, isn't it? Bitcoin eyes 36k support as chart hints at potential golden what? I thought gold was going down. Hang on, let's look at this. Oh, 1 hour candle. Maybe that's a golden cross. If you get down to a 1 minute candle, you'll get them all the time. Bitcoin innovation is real, and 9 other key takeaways from SEC Chair Gary Gensler. That is actually Signal. That is Signal. That's a really good thing to look at too. Celsius CEO Alex. What's Alex up to now? Ooh, 140 to 160 at the end of the year. Good on you, Alex. Love it. Binance to bring Bitcoin payments to Shopify. Or can shop now with Bitcoin. But I don't want to shop with Bitcoin. I want to keep the Bitcoin. Bitcoin miners are cleaning up their act. Fantastic. Oh, look at that. That's very clean. Coinbase stops Bitcoin SV trading. Following the 5th attack. The 5th wave. Naughty Bitcoin SV. What's it doing? Let's have a look. There are a couple of things that really stick out here. SEC demands. Let's have a look at that one. Okay, let's check it out. SEC demands are a threshold moment. Ooh, Nigel Green, Chief Executive Founder of De Vere Group. Oh, that's pretty cool. What's Nigel saying? Cryptocurrencies are a major growth market. Yep, they certainly are. The time has come to hold crypto assets to the same standards as the rest of the financial system. Yep, that is correct. We do need to do that. Ultimately, regulation will be good for investors, and they should target exchanges. Where's the SEC in all this? Hang on a sec. Let's check out Nigel. Well, who's Nigel? Ah, here's Nigel. He's the founder of the DeVere Group. 80,000 high net worth individuals, over 10 billion under advice and management. Well, that's pretty cool. Well done, Nigel. Nice one. Let's go check out DeVere. What's DeVere? Oh, it's lots of different people. What we do. Ooh, digital assets. He's got something on digital assets. Future proofing. We're at the edge. Lots of very happy people. Oh, that's interesting. It's looking good. Speak to an advisor. Nice. Let's go back and check out this one. Stocks and Bitcoin headed in opposite directions? Again? We're so really lucky we've got a trend video. Now let's have a look at this. This is the NASDAQ 100. If you've been following the trend series, which I really urge you do, because it will give you so much knowledge. It'll make you incredibly powerful. Look at the NASDAQ. It's just shot up like this. Whoa, what a rocket. Now it's going up. Okay, that's cool. Now Bitcoin is going up. Within the last 15 days, they're in sync. Now they've been in sync for the past 2 weeks. Let's check that article out again. I'm confused. Okay, stocks and Bitcoin are heading in opposite directions 1 hour ago. Well, for the past 15 days, they've been heading in the same direction. What's happened? Fortune magazine, fact check. Let's get into the technicals. Crypto total market cap is currently $1.55 trillion. What do you notice from this particular graph? This chart. Let me zoom in here. Do you see anything? If you were to grab a line and just, for example, there's a number of places you can draw it, but if you just drew it through here, this is a very tight line. What do you see? Do you see anything interesting? Do you see how this is above that resistance? This is a tight resistance line. It's supposed to give us a really quick signal for potential price changes. That's what I see. I hope that helps. It's a little knowledge gem for you. Surprise! Let's have a look at Bitcoin's technical analysis. Currently, Bitcoin is trading at 38,363. What do you notice from this chart? It's just like total, isn't it? And that's not surprising because Bitcoin drives total. You can see that that tight resistance has been passed. There is an area of consolidation here. Consolidation is really cool to get to understand. Did you know Google is running crypto ads again? SEC Chairman Gary Gensler said Bitcoin is real. Wow, hang on, I thought it's intangible. Isn't it digital? Yeah, that can be real. It's really interesting. I looked across a number of different YouTube channels. I was just curious what they were talking about. A lot of them miss this actual trend line here, which is supporting Bitcoin's price at the moment. There's a structural line coming in around 35,800, but it's really interesting. You see this particular level of support here. There's fresh air above that particular support line. That's looking good, actually. We might find that Bitcoin turns around very soon. That doesn't mean it can't come down more, because we know crypto is an animal. It can do all sorts of things. But this is actually quite a good sign. That's what I see. But we always seek to buy at support. Buy at support. When I said buy at support, sell at resistance, I think for this particular cycle, for where we are at in this cycle right now, it's probably better you just buy at support. Buy at support. Don't worry about selling at resistance, just buy at support. I'll give you some tips in upcoming episodes which can help you to buy at the right level and sell at the right level. Support below for Bitcoin is 37,776 and 37,230. Resistance above is 38,813 and 39,235. Let's go into bit info charts and check out some numbers. Let's run the numbers. Okay, what do we see here? Bitcoin sent in the last 24 hours 3.64% of market cap. $26.2 billion was sent in the last 24 hours, around $1.1 billion per hour over the past 24 hours. Not bad. Average transaction value, nearly 110,000. Minor rewards over the past 24 hours, $36.4 million. Number of active addresses in the past 24 hours, around 686,000. If we look at the Bitcoin all exchanges estimated leverage ratio, we can see the leverage increased in the market, dropped, and is now increasing again. Bitcoin futures, basically kind of 50-50 on shorts versus longs. It's very, very close at the moment in Binance, which is quite a major $8.5 billion on either side. Looking across to the futures, we can see predominantly short. When looking at the number of margin longs measured in Bitcoin, we can see them recovering and the number of margin shorts measured in Bitcoin decreasing. Turning to Bitcoin options, we see for the contract expiring at the end of the month, 19,433.9 total open interest, put call ratio 0.62, max pain price where the majority of options expire worthless, 36,000. Let's have a look at Ethereum's technicals. ETH is currently trading at 25.22. It has support below at 2,500, 24.49, and structural support at 23.87. Resistance above at 25.48, 26.09, which is structural resistance, and resistance at 26.79. August the 4th is the London hard fork, the EIP 1559 upgrade. How about this? We have an Ethereum forking countdown timer from nicehash.com. It's always good to have a nice hash. Here you go. I think that might help. Let's run the numbers on Ethereum. Ethereum, 5.3 billion, 1.79% of market cap sent in the last 24 hours. Average, nearly $220 million per hour. Average transaction value, nearly $4,400. Reward, last 24 hours, $44.4 million. Active addresses over the past 24 hours, around 760,000. Looking at the Ethereum estimated leverage ratio, we see the same kind of thing that we saw with Bitcoin. Increasing, dropping out, now increasing again. Looking at the ETH future markets, this is on bybit.com. We can see the majority of perpetuals are short. Let's have a look at the futures. They're long towards the 24th of the 9th. Checking out the number of margin longs measured in ETH and the number of margin shorts measured in ETH, the red line and the green line, we can see that they're basically both cooled off. We've got a bit of an uptick here in the longs, in the ETH USD longs. Checking out the Ethereum options, expiring at the end of the month, end of August, we had total open interest of 141,495, put call ratio 0.58, max pain price $2,200. You can see this really interesting distribution. A lot of calls around the $3,000 mark. Liquidations over the past 24 hours are $124.15 million, over 32,098 traders. If we go down, over the past 12 hours, about 62% of liquidations were long. We're not really seeing a lot of spikes here. It's quite low liquidation volume. Let's just zoom in to the 15 minutes. We can see a majority of shorts being liquidated just recently, but a majority of longs going back. Looking at psychological safety and liquidations, the current fear and greed index is 42. That is fear. It was neutral yesterday at 48, and the day before that 48 also. 60 and 60 the 2 days before that. We can see that the price has come up and has now waved down. Let's keep our eye on that. The options expiration max pain is still sitting at 36,000. There's money definitely flowing into the crypto market. The Bitcoin stablecoin supply ratio SSR oscillator is showing that the stablecoins are being deployed into Bitcoin at an increasing level. Tether could potentially be subject to a DOGE, Department of Justice probe into its paper reserve, so we need to keep an eye on what is happening to Tether's price. We can see the circulating supply was coming down. It's now started to kick up. USDC starting to come down. This almost looks like more confidence is being restored back into Tether. BUSD circulating supply is increasing, DAI decreasing, and PAX decreasing. We'll just keep our eyes on this. We're keeping our eye on the USDT futures market, both perpetual and futures, to determine if any real high volume shorting is occurring. This is not high volume. $3.77 million for a $62 billion asset is just neither here nor there. Let's have a look at the futures. We can see some longs. Again, nothing to be concerned about. The top 7 are Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, Binance Coin, Cardano, XRP, and USDC. Top 24-hour percent gainers: VGX, Perp, STX, EGLD, Luna, Rune, and HBAR. Looking the other way, greatest 24-hour percent losses: T-Fuel, XDC, QNT, OKB, DCR, DGB, AXS. Greatest 7-day percent gainers: Perp, PERP, Rune, QNT, VGX, Luna, Neo, and Anchor, ANKR. Going the other way, greatest losses over the past 7 days: AXS, Axie Infinity, TEL, T-Fuel, AMP, XDC, Algo, ICP. Checking Binance derivatives, past 24-hour trading volume, $47.8 billion, 24-hour open interest, $7.5 billion. We're really interested in looking at these percentages. These percentages are the change in the price of the contract in the past 24 hours. Let's look down. We can see Bitcoin around 0.9%. What's Ethereum? Nearly 2, like 1.5%. Let's check out some more. Axie Infinity, 12.8%. That's looking good. Axie's rocking and rolling. Axie wants to party. Let's have a look. Not really much red, is there? That's a sign of a recovering market. It's really good to look at these percentages. BZRX, 20%. It's important to know that just because something has a lot of interest in it doesn't mean that you should put your money in. You must research your coins. Very important. RVN, 10.8%. Not much really there in the way of double-digit gainers. We're just finishing off with the futures. Just a little knowledge gem. These percentages are very short-term in nature. They're literally changing every minute. What it does is it gives you a relative power index. The higher the power, the higher the percent, both positive and negative. If we go down to Axie Infinity, AXS, that 12.8% there is much, much higher than all of the other percentages relatively. You want to look at relative percentages to understand power. Anything that goes negative is under negative price pressure at the moment. It's really good to keep your eye on this all the way through the day. This page is from appintotheblock.com. That's app.intotheblock.com. This is just the homepage. I have a paid subscription, so I'm not sure what you might see as a free member, and you can get free membership. This in and out of the money is really, really good to look at. This is a real knowledge gem. When you see too much green, it means that it's overheated. It's kind of like the inverse, isn't it? That means that the shorts can come in and try and gobble up some of this green. Not always, but usually. When you see a lot of red, that typically means the opposite. The longs come in and equalize. It's a very zen market, actually. Everything is getting heated up and cooling down, getting heated up and cooling down. Rule 307, excitement is a delayed fill. Don't you love it? Delayed excitement. It's so important to understand this rule. When we buy at support at levels down, because we don't know how far it's going down, every time you get a filled order, it's so exciting. This is the kind of excitement you want. You don't want to just hop in at market. It will cost you a fortune. You really want to get the percentages moving in your favor. Let's have a look at the technicals of Binance Coin, BNB. BNB is currently trading at 327.42. That's literally at support. Resistance above 339 and 358. Support below 318.46 and 309 even. Now, when you look at this chart, what do you see? I tell you what I see. What I see is a line going down here. I could even make it tighter like that to just cut through and give us a very, very quick signal. We've got a little bit of a outbreak here, but it's not sufficiently tested yet, but it's a start. It looks good. It's better than it going down, by the way, if you think about it from that, unless you want to get excitement from a delayed fill, which of course that's really good. There is a level of structural resistance playing up at around the 334 level. Just keep that in mind. Structural resistance takes a bit to get through. That's why we always anticipated that Bitcoin's price would back off, because it hits structural resistance. Let's have a look at Cardano. ADA is currently trading at 135.36. It has support below at 133.43 and 131.15. Resistance above at 137.43 and 140.06. There's a really important knowledge gem. I think it's one of the most important. It is Rule 4, price moves in waves. You can see the wave of price coming up and then going down, coming up, then going down, coming up, sharp angles reflecting back to the target where it was, coming down, coming up, sharp angles reflect, coming down, coming up, coming down. Price is always moving in a wave. If you know that, you're ahead of 95% of people. They pretty much think, generally when they get into investing and trading, they think that if price goes up and for any reason it comes down, it's all over. It's not true. Price is always moving in a wave. It's really, really important to know that. It can give you a lot more confidence when you're trading. Now, another knowledge gem. Trading and investing, are they different? Actually, no, they're not. Every single investor, when they buy or sell, becomes a trader. It's really important to understand trading. Even if you do it infrequently, that's okay. That's no problem at all. Just keep it in mind. You never want to buy at the top and sell at the bottom. But that's what happens to a lot of people that get called into the market. Our community is really different. We think like an institution of one, like institutional money, smart money. We are buying the sharp spikes down. We are selling at structural resistance. We're doing all sorts of weird and wonderful things that most YouTube channels won't even cover. Let's have a look at XRP's technicals. XRP is currently trading at 71.46, pretty much just at support. It has support below at 68.99 and 67.40, resistance above at 73.85 and 77.37. It's really interesting. People get really polarized by different coins. Personally, when you're trading, you're really open to anything that has the right power behind it. Now, what I want to do is have a little look at this structure. Don't worry about the fact that it's XRP. Just think of it as a coin. Of course, if you're in XRP, it's a bonus. Now, let's have a look at the current price action. What do we see here? If you were to draw some kind of line, what would it look like? If you were to make it tight, would it potentially be like this? Kind of tight. Now, what are we seeing? XRP is trying to break out of this resistance. This is a tight resistance. It's just coming up to that. But what else can we do? I think there's a couple of other things that we could do. You notice this bottom here, this bottom here. If we draw a line up to those, through those points, we get a natural point of support here. That's pretty cool. A lot of people miss these upward support lines. They're really, really important. Now, is that all we can do with this chart? No, we can do more. Here's another gem for you. We can draw a line from this point to that bottom, to that bottom, to that bottom, and just draw it through there and just extend it past the current price action. Now, what does that mean? That means that there's a natural potential resistance playing up here as well. We'll keep our eye on that. I hope this little lesson helped. The really important thing, it doesn't matter what your alts are, the more that you look at, the better. Now, is there something more that we can do with this chart? You can see it. Yeah, what about this guy? If we just extend this fella along here, what happens? We're getting some double resistance levels. That's pretty interesting. When price bypasses those resistance levels and turns it into support, we have a mid-air support level. They're very cool. Let's have a look at DOGE. DOGE is currently trading at 19,940. That's basically at support. Support below is 18,753 and 17,980. Resistance above 21,095 and 22,200. What do you see here? Do you see anything similar? If we grab this top, go through here, form a really tight resistance, what are you seeing there? We're seeing price has come back, retested that resistance, turned it into support, and is resuming off. Pretty cool. Let's have a look at Polkadot. Polkadot is on a tear. Look at that go. Go, baby, go. What would you say to Polkadot? Please let me know in the comments. I say go, baby, go. All right, let's have a look at DOT. It's currently trading at 18,286, literally at a resistance line, just about to turn it to support. We have support below at 17,704 and 17,297. Resistance above at 18,880 and 19,569. All trading is probabilistic. That means we just run the numbers. That's what it's all about. Now, look at the particular price action now. What do you see? You can see DOT is just going up and up and up. When people are new to investing and trading, they just jump on it at market and never think that it's coming down. Pretty much like jumping on this one, never thinking it was coming down. What actually happened? It came down. This is the thing with price. It's always moving in a wave. Sharp angles tend to reflect. Sharp angles tend to reflect. It can take a variety of time to do it, but they tend to reflect over time. As all price moves in a wave between support and a higher level of resistance, you don't need to worry too much. Just layer your buying if you want to enter. If you wanted to enter now, not financial advice, of course, but what I would do if I was looking at this, I would say, okay, I can buy at this level of support at 17,704. I could buy at that level of support, which is 17,297, and I wouldn't stop there. I would go down and layer my buys 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 levels deep. Why? Why would I do that? Because I want excitement. I want the excitement of a delayed fill. I want the thing to fill when I'm sleeping, and then I wake up and say, wow, I'm so excited, it filled. It's like a Christmas present. It's awesome. This is all really part of rewiring your mind. A lot of people on YouTube, I don't know what they're doing, but they basically say, oh, you need to buy, it's never going down, never be cheaper. And that causes a lot of people to just fear missing out, to get FOMO, and that costs them. It's almost like if you bought it here, for example, maybe around here, say 19,569, and it went down to 16,867. Let's look at that. So if it went from, just say this particular line down to this particular line, so if it moved from around 19,569 to, just getting that right, around 16,867, you're looking at about a 14% decrease. That could be a lot of money. Wouldn't it be better to just buy it down here, always lowering your average buy price? If you bought it at that level, for example, and it went just back up to the higher level of 19,570 approximately, you'd actually make 16%. That's the way to think about all of this. You want the percentages to move in your favor. If price fell down, for example, to here, say 12,903, and then just retraced just to that current level up there, just below that high, you'd make 51.67%. That's why it's so exciting to get a delayed fill. When price moves back up, and we know the trend, when it does, wow, it's so exciting. That's a beautiful little knowledge gem for you. That can change your whole life when it comes to investing and trading, because whenever you invest but you buy or sell, you're trading. It's really good to learn the way, and you can learn it here through our community. There's so many beautiful people in our community. They just want to help, and of course, if you've got any questions, just let me know. I love to cover off any topics. The particular website a lot of people asked about was livecoinwatch.com. Now, I'll show you how to get that all-time high. It's a tongue twister. Okay, you go into customize. Now, what's this? All-time high. From all-time high to all-time high. Generally, when you click these, you've got to give it a little bit of time to just calculate. If you click like 20 things at once, it just doesn't like it very much. You can put different charts up, 30-day, 90-day, whatever you like, but you will find as soon as you get to a certain point, it will become overloaded and exceed the page width. So just be aware of that. It's got a kind of a limitation on it, but it's a really, really good site. Love it. Now, let's have a look. You remember how I was saying, I'll show you, hang on. Don't tell anyone, it's a secret. Rule 307, excitement is a delayed fill. I'll just explain how that realistically works. 40% from the all-time high and 66 58% to the all-time high. When you're looking at these really big numbers like DOGE is 73% from its all-time high. It's way under. If it just reaches the all-time high, it's going to go up 269%. That's not price discovery, that's just retaining its previous all-time high. These things can be pretty neat to know. For example, with Bitcoin, if Bitcoin and when Bitcoin just goes back to its all-time high, it will increase 66.7%. How cool is that? Ethereum, 70.1%. Binance Coin, 109.6%. This is definitely going to happen. We're in the bull market cycle. Not bad to know. It's a really, really nice little knowledge gem for you. I hope this one helps. Many people have asked for this. I hope it helps you out. Just one thing, if you want to save this, just log in, or of course register, and then log in, and it will automatically save for you. Our community is really focused on real wealth. You are where you are. You're a unique human being. Everything that happened to you in the past has forged you into an amazing individual. Get the courage to move past that past. It's really, really important. Embrace the future. There's a really lovely thing, a really lovely rule that I want to share with you. It's Rule 28. Opportunities reset daily. This is a life rule as much as a trading and investing rule as well. It really does. Every single day is a chance to begin again. Every day you can become a completely new person. It's beautiful. Always think about that. Opportunities reset daily. In episode 166, we went through 35 particular coins. They were the top percentage losers over the past 7 days and the top percentage gainers over the past 7 days, but not from today, from 3 days ago. I'll just show you that again. It's just an extract from episode 166, and then we'll get into 58 other alts that are community favorites. Just to let you know what's happening here, I've taken the positive movers for the past 7 days and the greatest losses for the past 7 days from the start of the week. We can track how they're going, if they continue in strength or if they break down. It's quite a useful thing to do. Let's have a look at Rune. Rune is above support. I'll just zoom in a little bit more so you can see more easily. Anchor rallied up, is coming back, but it's above support. Neo rallied up, it's coming back to support. Sia Coin was doing really well 4 days ago, just spiked up, but it's coming back to support. Luna rallied up very strongly, it's above support, just doing a minor retrace. We would expect that because all alts cannot escape Bitcoin's gravity. They eventually are pulled in the direction of Bitcoin. DOT was doing well, but it's sold off and it's now under this resistance. Quant continues to do well and it's above this support. Bitcoin Gold is below that resistance. Link is at support. Sol is doing quite well. It's above 2 levels of support. DGB is under resistance. XRP is currently under resistance. 0x, ZRX is at support. Uni is below resistance. TEL is at support. T-Fuel has broken down. ICP continues to break down. MDX has the first signs of consolidation through here. Sushi is also showing signs of consolidation. Algorand is showing signs of weakness. Doge is showing signs of weakness. Comp is consolidating, making a play for that once well, for that resistance line directly above. SHIB is under resistance. We know the price is always moving in a wave. It's going up and then down, up and then down. We would expect SHIB to come up at some stage. Theta is showing some strength here. If you look at Bitcoin's fingerprint, Bitcoin was selling off. Theta is consolidating just below that resistance. That's actually quite a good sign. Harmony 1, we can see that particular wave pattern is going upwards. That's showing a little bit of strength, but it's still below resistance. Matic is below resistance. We can see Decentraland holding this support and seeking to consolidate through there. IOTA is below resistance. Icon, ICX, was performing well. It's just literally consolidating. It's just a little bit below resistance currently. SNX is below resistance. Phantom, FTM, is below resistance. Axie Infinity is above this support, just consolidating through here. You can see how many of the patterns play out. That's why I love to take you through all of this. You get to recognize different patterns. It's very, very powerful. Kava is under this resistance, but what I see here is there was a degree of consolidation, some quite strong movements, a normal price retrace. Always keep in mind that no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. As Bitcoin was coming down, alts came down as well. It's just a normal part of the crypto market. Onchain continues to show strength. It is under this resistance, but it's consolidating. You can see this consolidation through here, consolidation through here. STX, Stacks, is continuing to test this resistance line. It's got latent power here. You can see it in those tails. We can see Bitcoin rallied up and then has retraced, all part of price moving in a wave. We would expect Bitcoin to strike support around this area. We may get a long tail rejection. We certainly hope so. We love to buy those spikes. Let's see how we go. There's something really interesting in this Ethereum chart. You see how Bitcoin peaked? You notice Ethereum went up, for a couple more sessions. That's really quite interesting. And then it's just started coming down. It's just below resistance at the moment. Binance Coin is below resistance. Cardano is below resistance. Bitcoin Cash is below resistance. Litecoin is below resistance. We can see Ethereum Classic is consolidating right now. XLM, whilst below resistance, is currently consolidating. VET is showing a lot of latent power. This quite large sell-off in Bitcoin hasn't moved VET much. Keep your eye on that one. Filecoin is exhibiting some really, really interesting behavior. While Bitcoin is selling off, look at Filecoin. It's actually coming up. It's showing a lot of strength. Let's keep our eye on that one too. Tron is also showing strength. Even though it's under resistance, we can note that the price is basically going up. XMR is following Bitcoin's fingerprint. It's under resistance. Aave is consolidating at present. EOS is consolidating under that resistance. Cake, although under resistance, is still continuing up. This is pretty cool. Let's keep our eye on this one too. FTX token, FTT, is showing a lot of power. Even though it sold off recently, that's really good momentum, especially in comparison to the other tokens. GRT is at support. MKR is just on the downside of resistance. Atom is still underwater. It can't get above this resistance just yet. Tezos has broken underneath that resistance, but you can see it's still coming up. Let's keep our eye on that one. AVAX is below resistance. BitTorrent is showing strength here. That's very interesting. Let's keep our eye on that one too. HBAR is holding that support line quite well. Decred has been showing weakness recently. It's coming back to that lower level of support. Engine Coin is below this resistance and going down in price. Zilliqa, whilst underneath resistance, is basically consolidating around that point. Kusama is doing quite well. Look at that, that's very good price action. Chiliz is below resistance, but we can see a degree of consolidation here. Waves is below resistance and realistically consolidating. EGLD is behaving really well. That's got some power in it. Dash is currently under resistance. XEM, NEM, is currently selling off. It's under resistance. ZEC is performing quite well. That's looking quite healthy. HNT is has sold back to this support. Even though it's a little bit below, we'll just call that at support. YFI looks to be consolidating. HOT, H-O-T, Hollow, is just consolidating currently. OMG is selling off just below resistance. NIA is consolidating currently. Basic Attention Token, BAT, is looking quite strong. Bancor, BNT, is just consolidating. QTUM is just consolidating. Zen is consolidating under resistance. It looks like it's got a little bit of power. We'll keep our eye on this one. Ontology is just retracing to support at consolidation. Looks quite interesting. We can see CRV has been impacted by the recent Bitcoin sell-off. It's way down from its resistance. Raven Coin is increasing in price, holding that support quite well. CTSI Cartesi is consolidating underneath that resistance. AR is under resistance. Dent is under resistance, consolidating but showing weakness. As you go through more and more coins, can you see the patterns? That's really fascinating stuff, isn't it? DSLA is maintaining that support. IOST is showing weakness under resistance. KIA is showing strength here. Look at that. It's above this support line, and this support line is holding quite well. We can also see it's realistically obeying Bitcoin's fingerprint. That's always good to know. Nano is below resistance and consolidating in that particular range. NMR is basically just a little bit below resistance, but we can call that primarily at support. It's really not too far away. Syntropy has got some real strength. See that fresh air? We don't see a lot of fresh air across the other alts. This is NOIA. Rose is maintaining this support line. Even though RSR is underneath resistance, you can see, because you've looked at so many different tokens, that consolidation range between these 2 points, RSR has broken out of that. It wants to challenge this resistance above it. This is really interesting. Super, SUPER, had this resistance line. It broke above. It's slightly below the resistance line at the moment. It looks to me that this could have a bit of power. Let's keep our eye on this one. SXP is looking really fascinating. There is that resistance now turned to support. There is this upward support. It's kind of in a cradle. This particular candle shows that the bulls and bears are equally matched. When we think that everybody is selling off, as in terms of the Bitcoin fingerprint here, this is a powerful indicator. That's a little knowledge tip for you. It can be very useful to look for that I hope you found the content useful. Everything I do for you is free. Please be aware of scammers. I'd like to thank our moderators for keeping our community safe. Thank you so much. I do these videos to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love. If you would like twice daily updates 7 days a week on price movements in the crypto market, please subscribe to YouTube, and you can join us on Facebook and Discord. They're both free groups. And please, if you would like to, follow me on Twitter. Everything we do is free. Crypto is volatile. Please prepare yourself for the best and the worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there. Take care, and see you next time. Bye for now.